Hi, I'm Paul with MadCap Software, and welcome to this video series on projects in MadCap Central. This is the first video in that series, and we are going to talk about creating and uploading projects. So I'm going to go through those steps, creating a project directly in Central, or the alternative is creating a project in Flare. You have a project in Flare, and then you upload it to Central. So I'm going to talk about that and why you might want to do one or the other. So I'm also going to talk about why you would want projects up in Central at all. And that's where we're going to start. We'll talk about that and then we'll get into all of the steps. So what's the big deal about getting your projects or creating projects in Central? What are you going to do with these things? Well, there are a lot of reasons why you might want your projects up in Central. First of all, once you have your projects up there, there are lots of ways that you can author. So you can author topics and snippets and project files. There's a lot you can do up there. You can also build your output up on Central, whether it's online output or print-based output, it's really easy. You can schedule builds. Central makes it real easy to do all this. You can host your output. So if you're just kind of a small shop and you don't have an IT department, somebody to help you get set up to host that output and direct users to it, that's great if you have Central, because Central makes it really super easy to host that output. Another reason is reports. So you're going to be able to use Central to gather information about your projects if you've got broken links and all kinds of different things like that. Topic reviews. So if you have people that you need to take a look, subject matter experts, take a look at your content and let you know if it's okay and mark it up and add content, add comments to it. This is a great way to do it using Central so that they can go in there and they just see it in a real easy editor and can work with it. Another reason is checklists. And I use checklists a lot. So there's a lot that you need to keep track of when you're working on content. A lot of things you want to make sure, did I do this? So you can tie these checklists into your project files so that you don't have to manually do it. And then you just create all the things, all the columns of the information that you want to keep track of. And you can create general checklists too. Anybody who knows tech writers know that they know us that we are really like our checklists and our to-do lists, and we want to make sure that we get everything done. And so I make a lot of use out of checklists. Analytics. So you can create analytics keys for your online output, your HTML5 output, and you can track what people are doing, what they're looking for in your output. It's just super helpful to be able to improve your output. You can also use Central as a way to send your projects out to be translated by translators into multiple languages. And then you can even, build the output so that it has multilingual output. It has all those translated languages in one place if you want to do it that way. And finally, if you are using, say, Flare to create your project and you upload it up into Central, well, right away you have a source control solution, version control, so that you can really easily keep track of all your changes, keep them all synchronized between your desktop and what's up on the server. And if you have multiple people on your team, you're able to all work kind of simultaneously and just push and pull your changes, keep it all synchronized, and you can work with branches too. I would highly recommend you look into branching. I have a video on that where I talk about it so that you're really able to just kind of separate out your work. I'm going to work on this feature, and so I've got this branch. So it's a great way to take advantage of source control. Lots of reasons to use projects up in Central. You can create projects directly in Central itself. Now, if you want to do this, you got to have the right permissions. Come up here to my avatar, go down to permissions, and it's right here, create, upload new projects. So whether you want to create a new project in Central or upload one from Flare, you need this permission. I have it, we're good. So let's come over here to projects on the left, and I'm just going to click this plus button. Now it brings up a wizard, so I can name my new project whatever I want. I have modules, module 1 through 6, so I'm just going to create module 7. But whatever you want, give it a description if you want. Don't have to. My primary language is English, and if yours is different, you could select it from that drop down right there, and then you just click Next. So this is similar to how you would create a project in the Flare desktop. The next page, you get these templates, these built-in factory templates, and they are in these different categories: online, online and print, print, and tutorials. I'm not going to go through each one of these templates in detail, but as you click each one, you can see a description, and these images, these preview images, just let you know what it's like. And you can read more about each one of these in the online help if you want. So this category right here, these are designed, hey, they're set up right away out of the box. You can create online output, you know, whether it's e-learning or just a regular help system or whatever. And then this section right here, online and print, all right, similar, but in addition to being set up for online, you've also got some print-based content that's set up in there just to give you a head start. And then this one down here is for print. So these templates are set up specifically to create some print-based output right out of the box. Now with any of these, you're not just left with just print only or online only or whatever. You can add and remove things however you see fit. But just go through these and pick the template that is most suitable for you. We also have these couple of tutorials down here, these tutorial templates. And one's called Austin, one's called San Diego. These were created for some interactive tutorials that are specifically in the Flare online help. Now, you're not going to see, as of the recording of this video, any tutorials up in the Central help. You might later at some time, but if you want to, you can still use these templates even if you're not going through a tutorial. I'm just going to pick one in here, and then there's this empty one, which has just got the fewest pieces right out of the gate. I kind of like this one right here, the side navigation and PDF. I'm going to select that and click Next. Now you can set up your branding right away. So you might have some primary colors in your company. And let's say that mine is, I'm just going to pick some things here, this red right here. So you can see it changes things. Now, of course, it's not going to show you everything throughout that output that has that color associated with it, but you kind of get the idea. So you can set up your branding. So a primary color, maybe you also want a secondary color. I'm just going to do one that's kind of lighter red in there. But in real life, I probably would get a hex number from my graphics person and just plug it in here. And then these are ancillary colors for, you know, light to the darkest color. And a lot of times you just kind of want to leave these in here, but you can play with them and choose different shades or different colors even if you want. You can change your font. You can also change your logos up in here. I'm just going to leave these, but if I were to change the logo images here, you would see them changing up here in the skin at the top, and you'd see them on the first page of the PDF. There's also the hero image right here, and that would change kind of this big background image right in here. So I could choose something else if I want. But like I said, I'm just going to click Next, go to the last page. This is a summary of what I'm getting, and click Create Project. After just a moment, it finishes. And if I go into projects, and you see right there, Module 7, the brand new project that I created right inside of Central. Now here's a question. If I can create a project inside Central, and I can also create one from Flare, well, when I create one in Central, does that mean it's a Central project? Or is it a Flare project that's up in Central? Or what is going on here? Well, in the past, we had always referred to these projects as Flare projects because the only place you could create them was from Flare, but the projects are exactly the same, whether you create them in Flare or you create them in Central. So if it helps you, think of it as a MadCap project, but they are exactly the same. The difference is, where are you going to initiate? Where are you going to originate that project from? You can do it in Central, you can do it in Flare. Doesn't matter. Now, if I create a project in Flare, of course, I can still upload those projects up into Central if I want. And it's the same in the other direction. I created this Module 7 project here in Central. If I go into Flare, I can import this down into Flare on my desktop real easily. So first of all, go into View. This is in Flare and click on Central. I'm logged in. If I weren't logged in, you'd see a button here to prompt you to log in. And then you see this button right here, import a project from MadCap Central. And I could come in here and I could select that Module 7 project, bring it down to Flare. So why would I want a project that's down on Flare up in Central? Why would I want to upload it? And conversely, why would I want a project that's up in Central? Why would I want to bring it down into Flare? Well, you may never need to. It depends on your needs and your wants. So if I have a project that's down in Flare, well, I might want it up in Central too, because there are just some things that I get up in Central that I can't in Flare. For example, I can host my output up there. And in the other direction, why would I want something that's a project that's in Central down in Flare? Well, there are lots and lots of features, advanced features especially, that you can do down in Flare that you can't do in Central. So it's completely up to you, whatever you want. Let's talk about uploading a project from Flare to Central. So in Central, you can see I've got 7 projects in here, Module 1, 2, 3, all the way to Module 7. And I might have created some of these directly in Central, maybe others I created in Flare. Let's go into Flare because that is where we are originating our new project from. And we'll just call our new project Module 8. So here I am in Flare, and I have my Module 8 project, which I have created. So the first thing is I need to make sure that I am logged in to Central, and I can do it here. I can tell that I'm logged in because you see my avatar up here at the top. I can also come here to View and open up MadCap Central. And because I see my email address and my avatar in here, I'm logged in. And if I weren't, you would just see a button here that lets you click it and you can log in. So I have my project open, I'm logged in, but this project is not bound or uploaded to Central. It has no connection to it whatsoever. So what you do is you just click this button right here, upload this project to MadCap Central. Now, before I get ahead of myself, in Central, I got to make sure I have the right permissions. I might not be able to do this. So I come in here to my profile, click on permissions, and it's this first one under projects. Create, upload new projects. Uploading is what I'm doing. I have permission. I'm okay. So now I can just click this button, and this is my license, FictionSoft. This is my project name. It just grabbed it from here. I can add a project description if I want. I don't have to, and I just click OK. So after a few moments, it finishes and I get this message, the bind was successful. I click OK. And as soon as I do that, this area over here populates. That is the quickest way to know that the project I have open in Flare is connected, is bound to Central. Now, if I go back into Central, right here on my projects page, Module 1 through 7, well, I might just need to refresh. And there is Module 8. So now I have the clone of that same project. It exists up in Central, same as it does down in Flare. And as I make changes in either place, either up in Central or down in Flare, I'm just going to need to synchronize my changes to make sure that both places have the same content, the same changes. So there you go, creating projects directly in Central or uploading them from Flare up into Central. Either way, just make sure that you take advantage of this ability to work with your projects up in MadCap Central. that is going to do it for this video. We'll see you in the next video in this series. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.